That was so full of crap. I don't even want to even discuss
Oh,
that.
I thought it
But
was
because that
hilarious.
was that valedictorian of a high school. Sometimes this is what I mean when it says, nah, we're not turning the other cheek and thinking everything is okay.
To my counselor, thanks for teaching me to fend for myself. You were always unavailable to my parents and I, despite appointments. Only in these past few weeks, with the award ceremonies and graduation coming up, did you begin making your appearance. And might I note, you expressed to me your joy in knowing that one of your students was valedictorian when you had absolutely no role in my achievements. To the staff in the main office, thank you for teaching me how to be resourceful. Your negligence to inform me of several scholarships until the day before they were due potentially caused me to miss out on thousands of dollars. When applying for a work permit, you repeatedly turned me away, despite confirming with my employer and parents that all my paperwork was filled correctly. I've had to escalate issues with staff to an assistant principal various times to reach any sort of solution. To the teacher who was regularly intoxicated during class this year, thank you for using yourself as an example to teach students about the dangers of alcoholism. Being escorted by police out of school left a lasting impression. I hope that future students and staff learn from these examples. Thank you, class of 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, she woke
She's
up with violence on her
look.
mind.
Yeah, she. Ooh, girl. One thing she could have did worse was just actually call her actual name.
That was not on the draft that she handed over to the council committee for her speech. That's not the version. That's
I'm surprised they didn't cut her mic off. That's what I'm surprised at. Because they'll cut that mic off in a minute. They'll be like, oh, well, cut it.
yeah. I don't know if they knew what to do.
They didn't see that coming.
Yeah, but there's a point you could have said, oh, she talked about the alcohol. Turn it off.
And my question would have been, and it would probably be on the voices of everybody. Question is, why? And again, I'm being facetious on it. Don't pretend that I don't know why.
Because I'm saying, because if I was over that school or over that program, I'd have shut her mic off.
I would have had
even though
she went too
everything
petty.
she's saying
was probably
cool,
true.
But that
it's a time and place for everything. That's not the place,
No,
and it's not the time.
No,
it's a time and a place for everything.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No,
because it's not her. It's not only her graduation.
Yeah, she done ruined everybody else's graduation.
She's valedictorian. You gave her a mic. And what did you think was going to come out of her mouth was a whole
I thank the teachers for guiding me and directing me and having my back.
She probably did.
And that speech she gave them.
I remember her saying that there were some teachers who did some great things. Now, let me highlight the teachers who ain't do crap.
Marlon, the only reason you're taking her side, because I mean, it's all funny. Like, it's funny. But the only reason you're taking her side is because of how petty you can get sometimes.
Yeah,
because the reality is that's not only her graduation.
She's valedictorian.
So that's everybody else's.
Just because so she's a regular student, she can't say anything.
You gave her the mic.
So
that's
only those with the mics can speak.
And here's the funny thing about
it. You sound like Tennessee, bro.
No, this is how
we speak. You speak when we tell you to speak.
It literally should be reality. It literally should.
Marlon's a Republican, y'all.
And I'm gonna tell you why I said what I said. I'm ignoring him on that. Don't daggone well. I'm so far from anyway. This is why I said what I said. It was one thing that she said that stuck out more than the alcoholic teacher. I know that was that was a big thing. No,
the guidance counselor was the best one.
The guidance counselor was terrible.
The guidance counselor for Bill. She read that person for filth.
That was the one where I said, no, this needs to be the reality. You're not going to not do your job and then try to take credit as if you did do your job. Yes, you need to be called out. Not only do you need to be called out, everybody needs to see that you ain't doing crap. So you can stop keeping your job as if you are doing crap. And we need to get somebody in here who are doing their job. But because it's not reality, guess what happens? Nobody says nothing. And this person has a nice little retirement fund later on because nobody said anything about it because it's being polite. It's being kind.
I'd have cut her mic.
If I may.
I'd have cut her mic.
If I may.
Period.
So Marlon, here's the other thing though. And it doesn't make it right. The fact that she's like the top of her class and couldn't reach a counselor, that's a problem. But what I don't know if she knows or even cared to know. Did you know that at most high schools, or at least the high schools I'm familiar with, so take the most off. The high schools that I'm familiar with, unless you're talking about like these high-end high schools, there's like one counselor for every 200 plus students.
Yeah, like he gonna have time for just her.
One counselor for every 200 plus students. And because they have teaching staff shortages, they have the children who have like no control. Like there's no breaks on these kids, right? They're doing classroom clear outs, fights between every class period. And this isn't me being hyperbolic. This is the stuff that my teenager come home and tells me about. So counselors have to respond to each of those. That's a lot of paperwork, right? Counselors not there. It's not their fault. It's a lot of paperwork because the state does this to you. Then they're having to go and teach classes sometimes
because it's a teacher shortage.
So you have a situation where you got one person, which is the counselor, working 5 jobs in one school while being responsible for more than 200 students. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of damn meetings that they don't show up for.
Sure is.
There's going to be a lot of broken promises. Right? So it's not to say that's not to say that it's right, because it's wrong, because that student deserves attention. But you're now going after the individual and not the structure that's breaking that individual's opportunity to do their job.
Thank you.
Yeah, she didn't even realize, this counselor's overworked.
Explain to me how that's going to be fixed if it's not put on blast.
School board meetings, writing
elections.
Because you can act like that all you want to, bro. But the fact is, what she did right there, that's just her venting. That's not her. That's not necessarily going to change anything.
Because her venting is what was affecting her life.
But she hasn't changed a darn thing. I bet you that school. I bet you that counselor is still at that school.
Yeah, you said to me, how would she basically? What's the better way to get something to change? And what I'm saying to you, those were the better way. Now, maybe she's going to do that, or others are doing that. But you like to see the drama. You enjoy that.
No.
So when she did that, that's the part you enjoy.
No, what I am
saying. Be honest, Marlon.
No, I'm
because we all laugh.
Totally honest. I'm literally being totally honest. I'm literally being totally honest. And you know me by now. I can't stand drama. What I do I can't stand drama.
We that bolting light gonna come down.
I do not like drama.
I'm glad I'm not where you at, but I'm safe. Safe.
Okay, let me rephrase what I'm saying, because y'all ain't gonna have me going to hell for y'all statement. I do not like drama. What I like to do is put drama on spotlight when I see wrongdoing being done, because I am sick and tired of living in a society of it is the way it is, and we're going to just pretend that the school did
something wrong, but they're lacking resources. I mean, these just literally laid it out. They're lacking resources.
We have literally been on this show for 3 years, and we have literally sat here and said that we have gone the right path of doing the right thing for this, that, and the other, and come to the realization that stuff don't work. That and you're
right,
still
but Marlon,
to do it.
but Marlon, we also on the same show talk about, well, what are you going to get from this action? So that's also a fair thing. Like everything is all fair; it's all on the board. But I'm saying, are you saying that what she did there, which went viral, it was funny. It was funny as hell. It went viral, right? It's messy. But is that going to get any change more so than going after the administrative staff?
And we don't know because it was a 2019 thing, and we don't know.
I bet you that school counselor is still there. I will put money on it.
I'll tell you this: unless you could prove, other than the one who got taken out from the school, because you could prove that one. Unless you could prove negligence on my part as a school counselor, let me show you how messy I can be. Let me show you how messy I can be. Let me be the one working 5 jobs, stressed out, probably lost my marriage because of how raggedy this school got me running. And then you gonna get up there and trash talk me? Okay, check this out. That right there, unless you can back up all your claims, I'm gonna sue your family.
Defamation.
And I'm gonna hit their insurance policy for defamation and slander. And you have to now prove in court, Miss 18-year-old graduate, that what you said was all true.
Yeah, because he missed a few. He missed a few appointments.
And here's the funny thing about it.
You ain't going to college now.
Here's the funny thing about it. Bring it on.
You know what she wanted was somebody Marlon, you brought this one. No, she was way out of line. She was extremely out of line. She was.
Marlon's sitting here like, bring it on. But if that's your child, you ain't gonna be on some bring it on because you'll lose.
I will, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because tell me where the slander is that she couldn't prove. She didn't.
She has to prove that.
No, wait a minute. You said slander. Slander is you was not there for every student in the school to do and blah blah blah. No, she said personally, you cancel.
Bring your paperwork.
No,
bring your paperwork.
And she can.
And then she said that the school counselors didn't tell her about scholarships. That is not in their job description.
Technically, it's not their job.
It's not their job to tell you about everything. It's not.
It'd be nice for them to do it, but it ain't their job.
And you know what else is not in their job? What else is not in their job is to go around and say, oh, I am so happy that one of my students that I helped out is getting ahead. Bring the slander on so I can slander your ass by saying you ain't do jack.
And all he got to do is say, here's my workload. I got all these students to take on. I got all these people. And here's all the students that had to break up this fight, break up that fight, and break up that fight. I ain't got time to be.
Here are my notes where they did request a meeting, and I sent back an email requesting for an alternate date, and I didn't get a response.
Or here's an email where I made a date. Here's the email where I made an alternate date. Here's the email where they agreed. Here's the email where I said, where the hell were you? Because we showed up and you wasn't here.
And you better have all
he could have said, hey, I had to break up a student fight.
You better have all of it.
Wrong on this one. Wrong.
Marlon just wanted. Marlon won't give up on this because he don't like to be wrong.
No,
it's okay.
It was like she was expecting everybody to bend to her will, and life don't work like that.
I'm not just being on the teacher side.
Yes, listen to what you said on the teacher side. Teacher sent email out. Parent responded. Teacher responded.
And why she want all the meetings in the first place?
You don't know that. There could have been a teacher. There could have been a parent's response, teacher response, parent response, teacher response, parent response. No email afterwards. So you
agree.
So we don't know.
But here's the thing: I wouldn't come after you
because we have.
If she's gonna put somebody on public and blast, okay, let's. Okay.
Right, that's the thing. If you're gonna be reckless like that, you're gonna be going up against.
She absolutely is reckless. She's throwing shade at everybody and not taking any type of personal responsibility. What type of lesson is that? School teachers, the teachers didn't tell me about scholarships. The person showed up drunk.
Marlon don't care. Marlon says as long as as long as what's being said is true, Marlon don't care when it's being said. And that's all there is to it. It's not about how it's said. It's not about format. It's not about propriety. It's not about nothing.
But Marlon, let me use her worst example. She said a teacher showed up drunk in the classroom.
And was escorted out by police. I guarantee you more than one person saw
I bet that would happen.
Okay, I'm not. I bet that would happen. But here's my point on that. So that's when you because you want to be loudmouthy with it, organize like the students to take this to like the Board of Education. I know every state has one. You was just okay, so she got taken away. Nah.
If you're upset,
and then on top of that, what was your personal injury? What was your personal injury to that teacher being taken out?
I mean,
what was your personal injury?
Okay, and she took it as a personal injury. She didn't.
What was your personal injury?
It's like she wanted everything handed to her. She wanted the counselor to be there just for her and nobody else. She wanted the teachers to tell her about scholarships, which that ain't even a job. I'm like, girl, life don't work like that.
And there's two sides to this.
Don't work like that.
I'm good with the fact that she is advocating for her class in a way. Right, that's a good side of this.
But she offered no.
But there's also a way. There's also a manner in which that you do things. And you are now the valedictorian, and you're graduating and moving on. I'm gonna wonder, what did you do up to this? Because you made your complaints to the vice principal, right? So did you push that into the administrator's realm? Because that's the school level. Like there's the next level. So you decided that you just wanted to air your grievances and frustrations at the ceremony.
And didn't offer no solution. No solution did she offer. None. That's what I hate when people complain.
Because we're going to have an 18-year-old to not only have grievances, but
if you're going to complain about
if you're going to do wait, Marlon, that's interesting what you just said.
No, because I got interested.
You're going to give her agency to make the speech, and then remove agency because of her age.
No,
you're playing both sides in one argument.
I gave her agency because she was a valedictorian. You gave her a mic.
So if she was a regular student, she should.
Now because she said something that you didn't like, and not only came up with solutions.
She had no solutions.
She didn't have no solutions.
She had literally no solutions.
It's totally amazing.
She had no solutions. And you said, Marlon, you said she didn't have to have solutions because she's 18.
No, okay.
You just said that.
You're right.
Yeah, you did say that.
I said you expect an 18-year-old to have solutions.
I expect this, and this is what my parents expect of me. If I'm gonna complain about something, I best come up with how I'm gonna solve it. Period. And I was taught that as a child.
Now let me turn this all around to the very beginning of this show. You need to stop not only supporting the heroes, you need to point more out the villains.
I agree.
Not my statement. So when you have somebody that points out the villains,
who is the villain here?
She's pointed out the villains. She literally pointed out the villains.
I'm asking you, who's the villain here? See, did they remove her from being able to speak as valedictorian? Did they impact her? Did they impact her grade point average? Did they take her off of any of her committees? So there were no villains. There were people who were inept. There were people who were somewhat incompetent. But were there villains? See, in the first one, if you're gonna try to draw this comparison, bro, be accurate. With the Tennessee thing,
to her,
wait, you can go ahead and fuss at me in 1 second. The Tennessee thing, the villains were the people who kicked them out of office. Those are villains. They took an action to harm and take something away. In her case, they were incompetent in helping her with what she was leading up to. But did they do it with intent? Did they do it with malicious intent? She's going to have to prove that if that's her claim. What she did lay out is incompetence. She did lay that out. And I rest my case.
I think I would have cut that mic off so fast. You wouldn't. I'm like, oh no, we gonna end this. You gonna come with all this stuff and then don't say what you gonna do about it. I'm just gonna complain.
But that's my deal, though. What am I gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? Because
if you're going to make a complaint to me, then you have to have the solution.
I'm the one that said the stuff that I'm saying.
You just got allegations at this point.
Nothing is being done about it. What do you think the junior class behind me is going to go through? What do you think the sophomore class behind the junior class is going to go through? Because nobody wants to say anything about it. You got a platform.
I don't know if you're telling the truth.
And you had an opportunity to say what you wanted to say. No, I don't have to. And I'm thinking as an 18-year-old, I don't have to come up with a solution of how you treat
If you're going to complain about a problem, you have to come up to the solution. You can't use ages.
I do not have to come up with a solution. That's so wrong. It's like, Tracy, that is wrong. I don't have to come up with a solution of how you.
Because you're 18. Because you're 18.
She's young. She has no accountability. She only has rights.
What about all the young activists out here that are probably her age? They're coming up with solutions, but because it's her, she doesn't have to.
That's the same equivalent as somebody that came and broke into my house. I called the police. They come over and they look me square in the face and go, well, "What you want me to do about it?" The hell you mean? What do I want you to do about it? I want you to arrest them. Why am I doing your job?
Off of an allegation.
That's not what
she made a series of allegations.
She made some allegations, didn't have no solutions. She should have. If she had grievances, she should have aired them. Period. With her parents.
And no one had the ability to defend themselves.
And let me get this straight. So this woman, she's 18.
Yeah, she's 18, so she's a woman.
So this woman sat there and put the allegations out. And then you want her to spend another 15, 20 minutes going out there and telling what the solution is?
If you're going to make the allegation, you need to say something more than, here's my list of grievances.
I'm just complaining. From the solution, then what?
Marlon, we've all listened to
Well, then you figure that out.
You
oftentimes make that argument. Marlon, you oftentimes make that argument. You will come up with something and then say, but it's not going to work, so now what? And I'm saying you didn't try to see if it would work.
My question was, she could go up there and give a grievance, which she did. She could go up there for another.
She made allegations, but go ahead.
Allegations. She could go up there and give her solutions. If nothing comes from her solutions, now what?
And I would say within what you just asked, first we have to find out what came. You said nothing. You said if nothing comes. So you skipped a step.
Because they never had that opportunity to defend themselves.
We actually have no idea what happened after this.
Yeah, we have no idea any of the background.
Yeah, we have
much of what we're talking about is off of what I expanded it to.
Yeah, we're literally going off of what else on this whole thing. So anybody in the group if anybody who sees the replay of this and getting on one of our sides or anything, keep that in mind that we have absolutely
we don't know what happened. All I know is she did a whole bunch of whining.
Yeah, so please don't fight in the comment section about Ryan, you stupid. Please don't do that.
No, I don't think we've ever called each other stupid.
No idea what came of this, so not a clue what happened.
Yeah, but it's a fun exercise. I enjoy it.
Yeah, she could have said something and they fired the whole, superintendent.
Well, which I doubt. I think these people still have their jobs.
No, I'm pretty damn sure.
I mean, if she wants that counselor to be at her beck and call 24/7, it just does not work like that. They got, like you said, they got 200 students. Girl, they ain't got time for just you. You are not the only student in that school.
And
you're the least harmed out of all of them.
Thank you. You're valedictorian, so you're not.
And what was the deal? Maybe she is speaking for those students who wouldn't have the voice to say the exact same thing.
She kept saying about herself. She kept saying about herself.
She didn't say several students. She said I.
How many times have we sat here and looked at people who sit there and say, how many times have we? Okay, Theas, come on. That's why I said
I couch almost all my arguments as a group.
That's where your slander case would have effect, because if she said and the counselor was here for nobody, and she counseled for, then you.
But she said he wasn't there for me. She didn't say nobody.
She had, for a slander case to fall flat, she would have to say me, because it would only have to affect me. A slander case will fall into effect if she said, and the counselor was here for nobody, because all that counselor has to do was go, no, I was here for them. No, I was here for them. So no, you're lying, and that's slander.
But she never asked why. But she never asked why the counselor had to cancel those meetings. She never said. She never explained those.
And I'm just saying,
come on stage and tell why.
And I'm just saying that if you're gonna get out there, no matter what the situation, this is her doing this speech, but no matter what the situation is, if you're gonna get out there and drop names,
she didn't drop names. She didn't have the courage to do that. Well, weakling. She could at least drop the names.
Well, I'm not going to attack the child. I ain't going to attack the child for that. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to get out there,
you was 18, Tracy. What you just spoke your mind from age 18 on.
I've always spoke my mind
from age 18.
But if you're going to get out there and play grown folks' games, then you're going to deal with grown folks' consequences. So I'm saying, if I were the counselor, and I had what I needed to show that I was not negligent or intentionally malicious towards this person, and they went out there and now impugned my professional integrity, just be ready. And your insurance company can decide. This ain't going to the court of law. It's going to go to your insurance company.
You can knock yourself out, because if all I have to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that what you did affect me. And by the way, I can
That's not how it works.
I can literally
That's not how it works.
Because you sat there and went out and told everybody that what you did affected me on a good term, when I'm telling you, no, you didn't do jack squat for me. So
Marlon, she could have told him that in private. She did not have to.
If we were talking about a court of law, then some of what you're saying I will follow. I'm not coming at you in a court of law. I'm coming to your insurance company, and I'm gonna run your pockets that way.
And unfortunately,
I don't have to win this in a court of law. I have to show.
You have to find who her insurance company is, but okay.
Wait a minute.
It's the homeowner's insurance.
And somehow you figure,
but you're assuming they own a home.
Easier path going through my insurance company, who I know has like 4 or 5 attorneys, instead of taking it to the court between you and me.
Remember, I spent 15 years in that industry.
I know beyond a
Remember, I spent 15 years in that industry. I know how claims work, Marlon. So, if I have my stuff,
is in the job of keeping money. Trust me,
Marlon, bro.
The shreds,
bro. I get you. You work for lawyers. I get that, but you're missing what I'm talking about. In a court of law, everything you're saying makes sense. At an insurance level, before it ever gets to that level, they're deciding, is it better to settle this and get it out the way, or go and spend more money in a court of law? And that math is different than what you're laying out. So long as I have right documentation and I can show where you have injured me professionally when I've had no negligent intent, your insurance company is going to pay.
Prove that you did not do negligence in intent.
That's not how it works, Marlon, and you know it's not.
I do know
it's not. You're playing an argument that's not real. You're saying what it should be. I'm telling you what it is. If it gets to the lawyers, then what you saying,
the intent is on the defendant.
You're low.
Yeah, you're low.
Probably bending over. Sorry. The intent, if you pull up a case, you file a case. I'm acting like I'm ignorant now. When you file a case on situations, the prudence of what you do is you have to prove that there was neglect. It is not on the defendant It is not on them.
In a court of law, it's not.
I'm telling you,
that's what he said. He did say a court of law.
In a court of
law. And I told you,
but Thea said he's avoiding this court of law.
It's in the insurance company. And the insurance company is, where does the more negligence or responsibility lie? And is it in my interest to protect my insured and continue to fight this thing, or for me to go ahead and address it and move it out the way?
Tracy, they will fight it.
No, they won't.
Okay.
They will not fight it. Are you serious?
Yes. You know how it works. You know this.
And you know that I'm not talking about an actual trial in a civil court.
No, I'm talking about court.
I am talking about an insurance claim. You are using a different level of responsibility. The evidentiary levels are not the same.
Court? Are you saying they don't go to court?
No, he's saying he'll just file the claim through the insurance company. Period. That's it. They will not want this to go to court because they're cheap. They're not, because they're cheap. They want to save the most money.
They might. They might. But I'm not going to sit there and come out there. I'm not even going to come after you.
Confused with what I'm saying.
I'm not even going to come after you if I don't have my paperwork, first of all. So we have to operate on that one.
If your car is acting up, do you take it?
He playing.
If it's
I can't even read it. So
it says if your car is acting up, do you have to come up with how to fix it?
If your car is acting up, do you have to come up with how to fix it? It's not an ATO's place to fix the school. And again, I'm sure she had a few hundred witnesses who can be attest to the same.
Well, have your paperwork. Let's go.
Damn, Diz, do you have to get me all riled up before I even get ready? Get out of bed. That's what we do on this show. That's what we do.
This is why Marlon has more subscribers than me.
Diz, you see I didn't say nothing, right?
I had to make a joke. I had to.
Did I say anything?
I know she was the one, shots fired. She came at you that time. I get it.
Okay. That's all I'm saying.
But you know what? Me and my 40 photo,